Welcome to the channel. I'm the Scottish Astrologer, and in this video I want to talk about the coming super egg moon in Libra on the 8th of April and my interpretation of what this means for humanity and how this egg moon is the start of humanity's rebirth roughly 9 months from this point under the Great Conjunction on December 21st. But whether it's a positive or negative rebirth for humanity is still yet to be seen and decided solely by us. Now, if you take a look on screen, you will see the chart for the moment of this supermoon where I am located. Now, as you can see, this super egg moon is located at 18 degrees of Libra tropically, and is square aspecting the conjunction of Pluto and Jupiter in Capricorn, and as Jupiter is also conjunct Saturn, which is also conjunct Mars, both in the sign of Aquarius, the energy of these two planets are also coming into play and are also energetically connected to the moon, as well as again Pluto and Jupiter at this particular time. And in fact, all the other planets are also aspecting either Pluto, Jupiter, Mars, or Saturn. Venus is making a trine aspect to Mars and Saturn. The conjunction of Mercury and Neptune in Pisces, they are making a sextile aspect to Jupiter and Pluto. And Uranus in Taurus is square aspecting both Mars and Saturn. So all the planets are actually energetically connected to the moon, either directly or indirectly, which is the exact opposite of what just occurred during the new micromoon in Aries just gone by. Now, if you watch the video I put up on this subject, you will see I am showing how no planets whatsoever were aspecting the sun or moon, which is actually quite rare and is a sign of true poverty. And now at this super egg moon, we have again the opposite, where all planets are making a connection to the moon, again either directly or indirectly. So let me try and break this all down. Now, the moon represents the people as a whole, as well as our individual souls, minds and emotions. And the zodiac sign of Libra is connected with marriage, partners and contracts, as it is the natural sign of the 7th house. Now, the zodiac sign of Libra also represents the political arena, the balance, the left and the right side, as well as, of course, justice, which will be prominent on the mind of humanity during this time, through either us demanding justice or actually seeing justice take place for ourselves. Now, we also have Jupiter, who represents expansion, higher knowledge and hope, as Jupiter is a good regent, who is conjunct Pluto, who is Hades and so hell. And so Jupiter is bringing us hope through this hell we are all going through. Now, Pluto is also our subconscious, and it also represents wealth and a deep and sudden transformation. And these two are in the sign of Capricorn, which is all about our individual and also our collective career, as well as the direction which we all go in, which, as we all know and are all aware, this direction is currently being dramatically changed and will continue to intensify at an accelerated pace. Now, we also have Saturn and Mars, now both in the zodiac sign of Aquarius, which is all about revolution, rebellion, technology, projects on a community, national or even global scale. Now, Mars is all about physical action, strength, and is of course the god of war. And Saturn rules the sign of Aquarius along with Uranus. And so the energy of Saturn is helping to inspire physical rebellions, revolutions, and also cooperative projects between people and, of course, governments. And what I just mentioned will take place during and also beyond this supermoon. Now, Saturn is also synonymous with wisdom and old age, also contraction, and also death, as it is, of course, Saturn is, of course, the Grim Reaper, and we are seeing a lot of death, especially of elderly people worldwide as a whole. And also we're seeing the death of the system and also the death of our old way of life, and something completely new waiting to take its place and is currently taking shape as we speak, as there is no going back 100% to the old way of life for humanity. It's done now. Now, we also have Uranus, which represents revolutionaries and eccentrics, and Uranus also brings unforeseeable and sudden changes, disruptions, new situations and revelations. And as it's in the sign of Taurus, which is the sign, may I add, where Uranus was located during the Great Depression. Now again, as Uranus is in Taurus, Taurus represents our money and material possessions, everything from our food to computers and all the stuff in between, okay? All the stuff we own or we have or we are able to get. Now, again, we are seeing major changes and disruptions in this area, okay, of our money and the supply chain in general. Everything from food to everything else, as we all know, worldwide. And in my opinion, all this is, of course, leading to the complete collapse of the banking system, of the financial system, okay, as a whole. And of course also the system as a whole, the banking system and the whole system is completely breaking down before our very eyes, just like it was during the Great Depression. But will the new financial system, okay, be good or bad for the people? Okay, now that is still yet to be seen, and all depends ultimately on who controls the new system. And of course, if humanity is willing to take part in it. Again, this supermoon being in Libra, being the scales of balance, the left and the right side, it could go either way, of course. This is a symbol of that. It's down to us, it's our choice. Of course, people are trying to push us in a certain direction, the powers that be want a certain future for us, okay, a certain system, still under their control. But if we don't go along with it, then it won't happen, okay? We need to give the permission. So again, please don't do that. But of course it will take enough people to not give permission for it to actually count. Now we also have Mercury and Neptune in conjunction in the zodiac sign of Pisces. Now Mercury does not like to be located here in Pisces. It's in both detriment and in full. But Neptune, of course, co-rules the sign of Pisces. Now, Neptune in Pisces is synonymous with dreams, or in this case, nightmares, and also illusions and magicians, etc., as everything, of course, is not what it seems right now. We're not being told the truth, we're not being told everything. That much should be clear to everyone. Now, Mercury is our thoughts and communication, and as Mercury is negatively placed here, it is heightening the fear and anxiety and of course depression among a lot of people right now, as we all can see. And of course a lot of people's imaginations are running wild of with not knowing when or if this will all end and what the final stage for it all, the final outcome will actually be. So a lot of people worried right now. And they're all just thinking the worst, very negative thoughts. And I know it's hard for some, but please don't be scared and in fear. This doesn't help anyone. We will get through this together as a people, one way or the other. Now, we also have Venus, which is in the zodiac sign of Gemini. Now, Venus represents mainly love. And Gemini is, of course, the twins, which is ruled by Mercury and is all about communication, intelligence, and also siblings, as Gemini is a natural sign of the third house. And so this shows a growing love, okay, between humanity, between people. Of course, not everyone, but a lot of people are starting to show more love for one another and come together, okay, as a people, as a community. And we can see big chunks of humanity beginning to form into a brotherhood and sisterhood, okay, first on a community level and then national, and most likely even eventually leading to a global level with cooperation among people I'm talking about. Now, to add to everything I have already said and to complete and bring together my overall interpretation here, in my opinion, again, do your own research, come to your own conclusions, but in my opinion, this virus helps the powers that be cover up or enact a lot of different things, okay? And I believe the primary thing this event covers up is the food shortages themselves, which I have spoke about in previous videos, as well as, of course, resetting the whole system with what they want, a digital currency, etc. With the same old people in charge, still running the new system with depopulation all the while. Now, that's what, again, in my opinion, is currently taking place right now. Our old way of life is now dead. Okay, there is no going back to how it was. The new way is going to be either positive or negative. It's all down to us. And it's all connected, of course, spiritually and astrologically with this moon, okay, being in Libra, the supermoon in Libra, with the left or the right. It could go either way, the light or the dark, the black or the white, the left path or the right. But in my opinion, of course, we all need to grow as much of our own foods, okay, personally and as communities and nations as much as we possibly can, regardless. That is key. In my opinion, again, that is the whole situation here, is the food situation itself, and we all need to, as a people, work together to fixing that problem. Humanity is problem solvers. People are problem solvers. So let's solve this problem together. It's not hard. We have the technology. Let's do it. But regarding the interpretation for this supermoon in Libra, it is primarily showing an unholy marriage, okay, or partnership between corporations and the state, public and private, merging into one. Nations, well, democratic nations, are one by one becoming quite communist, okay? Governments are taking more powers and we lose more rights and freedoms as a result of this. And some will argue this is just temporary, and of course it may be. It's all down to if we let it be temporary or not. And we are also seeing global localization, okay, beginning to rise, where countries are trying to become as self-sufficient and reliant as they possibly can. All countries are doing this. So it's localization on a global scale, global localization currently taking place. And at the same time as all this is going on, people in general are coming together spiritually, as we are all in the same boat, okay? Now, the further they distance us physically with social distancing, etc., the closer, and self-isolation. So the more they do that and the further they physically distance humans between each other, the closer we all become spiritually. That's the effects. Now, this supermoon also signifies a percentage of people actually rebelling and trying to start revolutions in certain countries as the poorest become hungry and desperate, and people in general become angry at the loss of freedoms, etc. And the situation as a whole. They're untrustworthy of their governments or think their governments are doing a terrible job of this. Whatever the case may be, people, okay, in certain nations are going to rebel, okay? We're going to see violence, but it doesn't need to be like this, and I think that's what they actually want. They want people to do this, okay? So they can then use the military, which is already set up in all countries, to take care of that problem, okay? And so we don't want that, don't get involved in that. But I do understand, I feel if anyone's hungry, they have children, it's hungry, what else can you do? But I'm suggesting try other people first, okay? Just, I know it's hard, it's, you know, ego and everything else, but just ask other people for help before you go to these extremes, I would say, if it's all down to hunger. People will help if they have it. Not all people, of course, but most actually will. Now, this moon is also showing, and the planetary positions that are energetically connecting to this moon at this moment in time is also showing the quickening of the collapse of the financial system, with digital currency and cashless society waiting to step in, okay? Shops are already moving towards that. Certain shops are only accepting card, they won't accept cash anymore. So people are basically asking for this cashless society themselves, business. So we can see that right now, and it's only going to be quickening when we get to this moon and beyond this moon. Now, this also shows that the powers that be are more determined than ever and are pushing forward even harder with their agenda of, in my opinion again, of course, depopulation, zero carbon emissions, and their transhumanism aspirations. But again, there is also still a glimmer of hope and a chance that their planned future for us all either fails completely or is majorly diluted, in the sense that not everything that was planned actually happens. For instance, we could have a cashless society but no depopulation, okay, as deals are struck behind the scenes between major power players in all this, okay, as not all the elite, okay, are on board with the current plan. But regardless of how the fact remains, there is still hope, okay? Regardless of how this all turns out, regardless of how it all turns out, there is still hope, believe that. And I would actually love the hope to be humanity collectively just waking up and saying enough, we are not going to take part in your failed systems anymore. We want our own stuff from now on. Now, the evil ones pushing this agenda's time is up by the end of this year, unless we all agree to let them continue on. Now, don't give them permission. This is meant to be our time, okay? This age is meant to be our time. Don't let them take it from us once again. This spiritual battle we all find ourselves in is far from over, and if we all let it, it will actually quickly become a physical war, okay, which we all want to avoid. No one wants that. Now, we can also avoid food wars, both civil and global, if we all work and grow indoors and out, above ground and below ground. Let's do it together, and let's make a start right now. Let that be our immediate future for both man and of course machine, because machines are very good when it comes to indoor agriculture. They can actually take care of the whole garden for you, certain setups. So the immediate future for man and machine should be to solve the food issue. And I know it can be done. We have the technology, okay, we have the ability, as long as we all work together. So let's grow, not decline. Let's rise, not fall. Let's work and grow together, and let's do it right now. And for those who are totally unable to grow their own in any form, then please just go and help farmers. Farmers really need help right now. Now, the crops may end up failing on these farms due to weather. Well, I hope not, I pray not, but at least they try. At least the crops are there rather than non-planting, okay, at all, because that would be disastrous. And if you're unable to get to farms, etc., then just help the elderly, okay, people who can't get out, people who are being affected by this current situation, or help the vulnerable, or just anyone in need at this moment in time. Now let this super egg moon symbolize the start of a positive rebirth of humanity, which will take place roughly 37 weeks from this super egg moon to December 21st, 2020, under the Great Conjunction. The Great Conjunction of 2020 is so important. It is the rebirth of humanity, where we walk into the age of Aquarius. But again, please let this rebirth be positive for humanity, not negative, not a continue of enslavement, but further and total enslavement this time. That would just be a travesty. Don't let that happen. It needs to be a positive rebirth. And it's all down to us, collectively. Okay folks, I think I went on enough for this video. A huge thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell at the right hand side of the subscribe button. Until next time, take care.